What's up, guys? Week 2 picks here. I know I'm a little bit late here, but I don't typically do Thursday night games. The Patriots won, but I mean, I kind of thought that would happen. I thought it was going to be very close, and which it was. But so I'm not going to be perfect this week, but week 2 picks, here we go. Do not get your panties in a bunch. They're just predictions. I'm not biased. I'm not going to hate your team. If I pick against you, don't sit there and say, "Oh, you hate us," and give me your bullshit. Look, it's just predictions, right, man? Straight up. Baltimore, get it done tomorrow. We lose against the Browns. It's going to suck ass. Week 2 picks. Go check out Steve Rose, man. Texans fan. He's doing the whole prediction league, and so hit him up there. Here we go. Here we go. St. Louis going to Atlanta. I'm taking the Falcons at home. They lost a close one last week to the Saints. Matt Ryan hooking up with Julio Jones and Rodney White. Don't see the St. Louis defense doing too much, and I cannot see Sam Bradford beating them. Offensively against the Falcons defense. I think their running game is back to par for the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm taking the Falcons at home. Although I think it should be a good day for them at the Georgia Dome. Not doing the Baltimore game, obvious reasons. Carolina Buffalo, I'll take the Carolina Panthers. I think their defense improves. They played, decent defensively against the Seattle Seahawks. They can play a lot better against this so-called Bills starting offense. Minnesota, Chicago. Minnesota gets Williams back. They have AP, Christian Ponder. It's a team that can surprise you out of nowhere, but the Bears, their offensive line is looking good. Their defense is looking good. They're looking good on the blitz. When they lost Urlacher, everybody thought, could this be the end of the Bears? They've been playing pretty good ever since. They can definitely exploit the backfield of the Minnesota Vikings, and I just cannot Cutler, Brandon Marshall being disturbed by that Vikings defense. Williams could give him some problems, but Jared Allen could give him. It just doesn't make me too comfortable to pick against the Bears right now. I don't see him as a Super Bowl contender, but I'm taking the Bears right now at home. Redskins going to the Packers. I'm taking the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers, he's pissed off, lost a close game to the 49ers. He throws a couple touchdowns. The Redskins have been struggling. RG3 struggled, and I continue seeing them struggle this week. Clay Matthews maybe with some tackles and maybe a couple sacks here. It could be a bad day for Redskins going to for the Washington going for the Green Bay. So I'm taking the Packers at home. Tennessee, Houston. Again, Tennessee, like the Vikings, a team that could definitely surprise you. Chris Johnson, they got a pretty good football team there, no doubt. But I just think the Texans being at home, I'm taking that home field advantage. I just think it's going to overwhelm them. Texans they gave the San Diego Chargers a lot of surprises out the gate. I think they continue that with their offense, and I just think it's going to be too much for the Titans to handle. But it should be a pretty close game. I don't think the Texans are going to blow them out by any means. Miami Colts, I'm taking the Colts. Their offensive line sucks. I know Miami's looking for revenge. They struggle with the Browns. They struggle with the run game. They struggled with the passing game, especially Wallace against the Browns. So I think, Andrew Luck, them Colts might give them a little bit more trouble, and the Colts win at home by a close one. Down to Kansas City, look, I'm picking the Cowboys. Chiefs got a good running game. Alex Smith hooking up with the Wingbo. They got some good defensive backs. Their defense can hit you pretty hard, but I'm telling you, Cowboys. It seems like the Chiefs have trouble at times covering tight ends, so Jason Witten definitely could be a favorite target for Romo. And not just that, the Giants gave the ball up 6 times, and the Cowboys took advantage of that because they're on their toes. I think the Cowboys are a lot more disciplined this year, so watch out for them. Just go with the Cowboys. No really big rivalries behind it. Just go with the Cowboys. It could be a close game. San Diego, Philly, I'm taking the Eagles at home. Look, the Chargers look like a bunch of deer in the headlights when the Texans do those surprise packages and surprise plays at them on primetime football. So I don't see them coming to the East Coast and beating a hot Philly football team, Michael Vick. I just can't see it right now. So I'm picking the Eagles. Detroit, Arizona, look, the overall aggressiveness, literally and figuratively by the Detroit Lions, I think will overwhelm the Cardinals. I don't care who's the playmaker. I don't care what Patrick Peterson says he's going to do against Matthew Stafford. I see Matthew throwing a couple touchdowns, and I see the defense really working over on those Arizona Cardinals. The penalties and the flags need to stop. Okay, literally need to stop because it will kill football teams and it will kill the Lions. Let them start off 2-0 and see what they can do. Their defense looks pretty damn good and they've lost some pieces, but they can retain it. They just need to calm down the aggressiveness a little bit, but it will be too much for the Cardinals to handle. New Orleans, Tampa Bay. Look, Josh Freeman. I know Josh Freeman is going to get back to par. I know. Look, LeGarrette Blount. They can mess up your defense. The Buccaneers can work over on your defense. They can mess up your defense, but I'm not going against Drew Brees. Like I said before, he looked hella nice in the offseason, hella nice in the preseason, hella nice in week 1. And I think he knows where to find his receivers at. He knows where they're going to be at all times in these football games, where to get them in a panic situation, and how to win football games. And I think he's on par to chase a road to Super Bowl 48 this year. Their defense is not number one in the league, but it can get you, and it knows how to stop you. And I think it's going to be too much. And I think the New Orleans Saints go into Tampa Bay and win on the road. It'll be tough. These ain't the Buccaneers that we used to know. They're a tough football team, but it's my general, my general opinion on that. New York or Denver going to the Giants. Picking New York Football Giants. You heard me right. Denver's got the pieces. Denver's got Peyton, next man up. Champ's coming back. They got the coverage. They got the pass rush. But Giants are pissed off. Little brother's pissed off. And I think it's going to be one, if not the closest game in week 2. But I do see Eli Manning. While they need to get that run game going early. Because you don't get that run game going early, you might not beat Peyton. I just see Eli, for some reason, throwing a touchdown to Nix Cruz towards the end and winning that football game. Maybe in overtime. It's going to be tough, though. I'm picking the Giants. Going to Oakland. Look, everybody picks against the Raiders. They really do. Tyrod Prowler, I'm telling you, man, a special kid. And what he's doing to Oakland, man, I'm telling you, years down the road, they definitely could be a contender. Jacksonville, man, they're just a mess. I mean, they're a mess. They were a mess week 1. They're going to be a mess week 2. And again, while I don't see the Raiders being a contender this year, Tyrod Prowler, I'm telling you, that football team, just wait. Just wait. I'm picking the Raiders this week in Oakland. San Francisco and Seattle, another very close game. I'm picking the 49ers. I think they are better. Look, the Seahawks struggled against the Panthers, defensively. I mean, they did. Not tremendously, but they did. Now they're playing an even better defense. And I think Colin Kaepernick hooking up with Anquan Bolden. Frank Gore wants to get back to being beast mode. I think it's going to be too much. Even if they're going for the loudest stadium in the NFL, the loudest stadium in the world, they got the fans. I think the 49ers will overwhelm them on the football. And in a close, very close football game, 49ers pull it out. And finally, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Look, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a garbage organization. They are garbage, and there's not really much to say about that. Their offensive line sucks. Their defense ain't playing good. The Bengals, while the Bears did play good, the Bengals beat themselves because they definitely could have won that football game. So I'm picking the Cincinnati Bengals in this football game to win. And we'll wait and see what they do this year. Let's review. Atlanta at home, not doing the Baltimore game. Carolina on the road. Chicago at home. Packers at home. Texans at home. Colts at home. Dallas on the road. Eagles at home. Detroit on the road. New Orleans on the road. Giants at home. Raiders at home. 49ers on the road, and Cincinnati at home. It's your boy Joe. Be more Ravens online.